Hey guys, Nick Wheeler here. I wanted to share the latest knife. This one was actually ordered by a dealer, a knife purveyor. This is a not so random pattern stag and Damascus fighter. The design was based off the San Antonio fighter I made a few years back. It's got a long lean point, long, somewhat broad clip. It's not a sharpened clip on this one, it's a false edge. A lot of distal taper. Some folks wanted to say that this is a ladder pattern, and I certainly understand why, because the chatoyance in it would kind of indicate that. But this is actually, it starts off as about a 320 layer random pattern, and then I use a set of extreme drawing dies to lengthen the blade and kind of draw the edge out. And that ends up putting all this kind of crazy character in the blade, which, like I said, I would call a not so random pattern. And I've got a piece of Sambar stag for the handle, really nice color, a 416 stainless steel guard. I've got 1200 grit satin finish on the top and the sides, and then I did a full mirror polish on the inside of the lugs. Now, anybody that follows my work knows that I'm really particular about symmetry, and I had to go off my beaten path a little bit here, and I didn't shoot for 100% symmetry on this inside shape of these lugs. Of course, the outer edges and things that I had 100% control over, I did, but I wanted to maintain as much of the original stag character and coloring as I could, so I left those close to untouched. And because of the shape of this stag, it's definitely a right-handed knife. Being left-handed, it fits me really well. It's very comfortable, but it does melt into the right hand a little better in the big picture. The one thing I wanted to point out, anybody who's into custom knives understands what Sambar stag is, but a lot of my friends, people from around here, assume it's elk antler. Now, this is a piece of elk antler. I love elk antler. I think it's very pretty. It's got really great color. However, it tends to have a very thin enamel. The hard outer part, that once you get into it, is very white. It's very solid. It tends to have, the majority of it is pith. It looks like a dry sponge, and this is not something that you want to grind into. It's not a very stable core to this material, so that's typically why you don't see a lot of here again you can see a lot, very thin enamel. Not, I mean, this is actually kind of thick for elk, and this is only about a 3/16 thick enamel, and then the rest of this is all pith. And typically with Sambar stag, which comes from India, you have almost no pith. As you can see, it's very solid. It's just a difference in the way the antler grows on the animal. So now, however, this piece actually had some pith in the end of it, which I wanted to go for this sort of natural looking end on it without a pommel or anything, but so in order to alleviate that and fix that, what I did, the Damascus tang runs down to about here inside the handle, and then I welded a 1/8 inch 416 stainless rod to the tang. Now, I came up with a way to fixture this piece of antler in the mill drill over there, and I used a boring head, like is used in for boring out a cylinder. I used a boring head, and I put a counter bore in the end of this stag, so basically a pocket that comes down into here, and I took it out until I had all the pith gone and just nice hard enamel left around it, which ended up being 780 thousandths, which is a little over 3/4 of an inch. And so then I took a piece of 416 over to the lathe. I didn't have any round stock that size, so I had to actually make a mandrel and use a piece of flat stock. And I turned it so it was the exact same diameter, so it was a nice gentle press fit into the antler, so it's, you know, a dead nuts fit. And then that 416 tang comes through, and I peened it over, and I treated it just like I would a domed pin on one of my handles. So I thought it made for kind of a cool effect. It's subtle, doesn't jump out at you, but anyway, this is the latest one. I wanted to share it, and I thank you for watching. I appreciate it.